What's up, you guys? Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young. 1 second here. Let me make sure everything is set here. Okay, cool. Good. Stop beating on the table a lot because I've been watching my videos and notice I make a lot of noise on this table. I'm on a table that is a real squeaky table. I notice everything that's set down and touched, it shows up in the video, and it irritates me. And if it irritates me, I know it irritates a lot of people. So let me get this invite up here. So just in case anybody wants to join the conversation, you don't have to get on camera. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker, a conscious debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. What I do is I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and finance and everything under the sun. All right. Now, I've been getting a lot of feedback from my followers, my subscribers. What's up, Quentin? What's up, Mike? And kind of, I like to hear the honest feedback from my followers to let me know, especially new followers that come across my channel, because what I've been hearing is like they'll come across my videos and start taking offense to them, right? And be like, oh, who is he? He's picking on the broke people. He's picking on people that are down on their luck, and et cetera, right? And if you're that person that's like that, and you come across my channel and you feel that way, this is what I want you to do, okay? I want you to understand those are feelings. All right. And because that's the furthest thing from the truth. I'm not trying to talk about broke people or anything like that, because I once lived in the debt matrix. And this is what I want you to do. When you listen to me, I want you to pay attention to the mathematics. Now, I'm telling you this from the very beginning. Each and everything I say will always be 100% mathematically correct. All right. So if you come across my channel and you take offense to what I'm saying, just ask yourself, is his math right? I know I don't like what he's saying. It sounds offensive, but is his math right? If my math is right, that means I'm right. That means I'm going in the right direction. Math is feelingless. So think of it this way. If somebody asks you, hey, how do you feel about 5 + 5 = 10? Do you feel happy, sad, upset about that? Do you take offense to it? No, it's just 10. All right. So that's what it's like when you listen to my videos, listen to me speak. And you can even say it in the comments. I mean, you can say something if you don't agree with me, whatever. But remember, if you say that in the comments, you gotta prove to why you don't agree with it. You can't just say it. You got to say, hey, if I do the math, this happens. That's why I don't agree with you. Okay. So you got to say it. But anyway, my point is this: if you come across my channel and you're offended by it, always pay attention to the mathematics, and then you'll hear me differently. Once you pay attention to the math, you'll hear me totally different. You'll clearly see that I'm not trying to pick on broke people or kick people while they're down on their luck, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, what's up, Nicer? Welcome. All right, so today I'm going to do something I guarantee you the majority of you have never seen before. All right, I guarantee it. Nobody's ever, you can go through all the YouTubes and you probably, it'll be a very small chance that you'll find anybody else that's going to do this. But I'm just telling you, once you get out of debt, there's really nothing to show. That's why it's not a big deal. And the majority of people will not do this because they're in debt. So what I'm going to do, what is this? I'm going to log into my personal Credit Karma right now in front of you online so you guys can see this is what I do. This is what you're going to do. Once you become debt free, you're going to do this too. Anybody I do financial business with, they're going to have to log into their Credit Karma in front of me, or some similar setup to where I can see it, right? Because I'm posting people's credit reports, to kind of show all the zeros and the balance at the top because of one credit card, et cetera, right? But, people come in, oh man, pictures can be photoshopped. Anybody can do that. But what you cannot do is this: log into somebody's Credit Karma or log into your credit report and fake it, because nobody has the permission to manipulate that stuff. Nobody can go in and change it, whatever. It's tied to your social security number. And good luck trying to change your social security number. Okay. What's up, Amina? So this is what I'm gonna do right here in front of you guys. I'm gonna log into my Credit Karma so you guys understand that what I'm doing is legit all the way across the board. I do things that the majority of people that do not do. All right. You'll never see this. And if you've seen somebody log into their Credit Karma in front of you, put up a 1. But if you've never seen what I'm about to do, put up a 0. This is for you. This is for me to show you, dang, why is LJ doing this? I've never seen that before. I know, because the majority of people out there are in debt and they don't want you to see this. They don't want you to, they just want you to see their credit score, but they don't want you to see that entire credit report. So here we go. Let me just do this real quick here. Let me share this. Whoops. I should have had this already set up, like I always say, but 1 second here. Oh, okay. There it is. It is set up. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. All right, so share screen. All right, there is my Credit Karma. Okay, I'm about to log into my Credit Karma. As you can see, my first name is there, right there. Let me go to the screen first of all. There's my email. I don't really care about the email because that's my junk email anyway. So if I get it and start emailing there, I check it about once a month, right? But anyway, so I'm gonna log into my Credit Karma in front of you, okay? As you can see, there's my first name and Outlook, so you don't think I'm logging in as somebody else, okay? So I'm logging in. Now I'm gonna click on account so we can go straight to it. Now I want you to look at that, okay? This is my Credit Karma right now. All right. Don't worry about the balance. Okay. Don't worry about the credit card balance. Don't worry about that. I want you to pay attention to the zeros. All right. You guys already know my credit score, so I'm not going to really go into the credit score part. I just want you guys, because this is the main thing I want you guys to focus in on. I don't want you focusing on credit scores. I want you to focus in on all the beautiful zeros right there. Look at all those zeros. And I want you to ask yourself, how many people have you seen log into their Credit Karma in front of you? You'll never see that. Then I want you to ask yourself, how come LJ is doing it? Why? Because it's nothing when you're debt free. There's nothing to see. There's zeros, but when you're debt free, this is your weapon to weed out all the fakers. To weed, whatever. Weave out all the fakers, okay? Anybody you do financial business with, you go, hey, I know you got a fancy car and a fancy house and a fancy watch and fancy clothes, but do me a favor, log into your Credit Karma in front of me because I want to see if you're broke or not. You want to see the total debt, because see that number 2982, that their total debt will be right there. So if they have 50,000, hundreds, $200,000 in student loan debt, credit cards, collection, all of it shows right here, right there. Amazing, huh? Don't I be doing amazing things? It looks like it's amazing, right? Wow, LJ be doing some crazy stuff. No, it's not. There's nothing to show. It's empty. Only thing that matters is who's closer to zero. Now I want to show you guys something else that I just did. Okay, let me come out of here 1 second, because this is a follower. Dang, where did I put that? Oh, it's downloads. Okay, let me see. 1 second, you guys. Let me just make sure I know where this thing is at, because I want you guys. This is very important. Okay, very important. All right. Now let me stop sharing that one. Now I'm gonna show you something that. Thank you, Nicer. That is true. I want to let everybody know, the followers, subscribers, clients. I want you guys to see that everything I say is legit. I can back up everything with mathematics. Everything. This is not a hypothesis. This is not a theory. These are facts that I'm showing you. Okay. So now I'm gonna show you by a subscriber, Sean. Sean's been with me for a long time, since the early days. And I want to show you guys something. He just gave me his, He just gave me a shot of his credit report. Oh, I thought I put his name in there. Okay, I must have did something. Anyway, this is a follower by the name of Sean. Okay, now look at his credit. Now look at his credit score. Look at his credit score, but look at his entire credit report. All zeros. Doesn't it look just like mine? It looks exactly like mine, right? That's the pattern to financial freedom. All that matters is who's closer to zero. Now, if Sean went and told somebody, hey, my credit score is 485, my other credit score is 519, the people in the debt matrix will automatically think, oh, he's broke, he has no money, blah, blah, blah. That's what people in the debt matrix think and say. They say things like that, which make absolutely no mathematical sense. But you look at all those zeros, look at all those zeros. That's what you want. When you walk into a bank and they run your credit report, yeah, they're going to look at credit scores are just indicators. Okay. They're just indicators. Do people pay back their loans on time? If they don't, whatever. The banks are really looking at these zeros. Are you in debt or not? Because if you walk in the bank with no debt and money down for a mortgage, they wouldn't dare insult you with anything less than the best mortgage on the market. See what I'm saying? They wouldn't insult you with anything less. Hyphy says, Sean's credit report needs increased debt work. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Hyphy. Increased debt work. What does that mean? I can't tell. You know, Hyphy, you be joking a lot, man. I can't tell when you're joking or not sometimes. But what I'm saying is here is this. I want you guys to, so you guys see this credit score and not automatically assume that a person has no money. See, don't automatically assume that. You don't know anything until you can see their entire credit report. Now, let me stop sharing this and go back to my credit, whatever I did with it. What did I do with it? 1 second here. Let me see what I do with it. I must have minimized it. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So that's me logging into my actual Credit Karma just now. Okay. And we can switch over to the, what is that? Equifax. It's going to be the same thing. So it doesn't matter. So I'll switch over to the Equifax. And there's the Equifax one. Same thing. It's no different, right? But I want you to pay attention to the zeros. What's up, Elijah? So this is what I do. If I decide to go into business with anybody and money's involved, I'm going to see their entire credit report. I want to know if they're in debt, because people in the debt matrix, they don't know that their debt controls their decision-making process. Whether they want to admit this or not, it doesn't really matter. That's 100% irrelevant with how they feel about that. But I trust you, me. This is true. People are controlled. Usually people that are chasing money are usually running from their debt. They just got to stop and turn around and look and say, oh, that's why I'm chasing money, because I got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt behind me. That's what I'm running from. That's why I keep chasing the money. That's who debt is. Imagine debt as holding a stick. It with a long stick over the person in front of them, hanging a dollar bill in front of them, holding a stick, and that person's just chasing. All they got to do is stop, turn around, and say, oh, debt is chasing me. You see what I'm saying? It says, my bad, I was playing off the Credit Karma statement. Oh, that was stated. Oh, the Credit Karma statement that was stated, his credit needs work. What that means is he needs to acquire more debt for his score to raise. See the scam, right? I know. Okay. I see what you're saying, Hythe. I just wanted to make sure I was clear on that. I kind of knew by what you were reading, but I was like, okay, I think he's being funny. All right, cool. Yeah, it's a scam that you got to raise it. That's the scam. You got to raise your credit. You got to go in debt to raise your credit score. That's just it's just insane. Let me go back to his now check that out. At first glance, if he showed anybody that, they would think he's broke, he's not good with money, he needs to finance something to get his credit up, not even knowing that he's already free. He's free. He's a slave to no one. He's a slave to no one. Look at that. All those beautiful, sexy zeros. That's why I'm glad, I'm glad I do this. And when I do these 30-minute consultations, I had one this morning, and I learned so much talking to everyday people, because the person I was talking to, he was like, and the reason why I was saying this in the beginning, he was like, I came across your channel, man. I thought you were just talking about broke people and this and that, kicking them while they're down. I was like, no. What's up, Johnny Blaze? Welcome. What's going on, man? And I said, tell me more about that. What? Because it helps me when I get feedback, when I hear feedback from people, right? I said, what made you, think that? He said, the way you come across, you're so confident and strong, and it's like, and then I started listening to you, and I can clearly see that you were actually trying to help us just with basic mathematics. I know. You're right. Hey, Johnny Blaze, I tell everybody in the SMD family, this is another language. This is a totally different language, but it's not a fancy language. It's just the math we learned in grade school. That's it. It's nothing fancy. It's not. I'm not saying anything complex. I'm not talking about percentage rates and global markets and looking all those numbers. You watch the stock market, you see all those numbers scrolling across the screen, and you think, oh my God, you got to be smart. No, you don't even need to know any of that crap. You don't need to know about the stock market. You don't need to make sure you're investing in the right portfolio and all this. I mean, until you learn the basic. I'm not saying later down the line understand that, but I'm saying if you're in debt, this is all I'm saying. If you're in debt, you don't know how much you're in debt. Don't worry about the stock market. Don't worry about investing in 401ks. Don't worry about investing in the latest stocks of Apple and Tesla. Tesla's stock jumped up. Don't worry about any of that, because you have no money to do any of that. That's mathematically impossible for you to invest in anything outside yourself. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. If that number's in the negative, that's how much money you have to invest into the stock market. Do I have any money to invest in my 401k? Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest in your 401k. If it's in the negative, the answer is no. What about pick up that new Tesla stock that just shot up? Savings minus debt equals how much money you have for Tesla stock. Is that number in the negative? Right? It is? Then no. The answer is it's mathematically impossible for you to invest negative dollars into anything outside of yourself. That's mathematically impossible. You can't. That's what math says, not me. Math. So check out Sean's. I was looking forward to somebody giving me a full credit report with a low credit score, because I wanted people to see that credit score doesn't matter. It's under the credit score. So don't be fooled by people fooling you with credit scores. Don't be fooled by a person's job title. If they're a doctor, lawyer, pharmacist, brain surgeon, they own a business. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look at their personal credit report first. If they have student loans on their credit report that's older than their children, you better not take financial advice from them. Because you got to ask them, hey, man, you went to college for 4 years. Why are you paying on your student loans for 25 years? That doesn't make any sense. You got a brand new Escalade, but you got 25-year-old student loans. That doesn't make any sense. You got a brand new house, but your student loans are 25 years. 25 years old. That doesn't make any sense. When they tell you they're investing in this and it's flipping and flopping and making all this money, no, it's not, because they got to give that money that they're making, whatever imaginary investment they're talking about. Because remember, whatever investment they're talking about, if they're in a negative, it's mathematically impossible for them to invest in anything. You can't compound interest. You can't make money off of negative dollars. That's mathematically impossible. So if they believe that, that's totally up to them. Okay. They can believe whatever they want to believe. You put that money. So they think they're investing. What they're doing is indirectly investing for the bank. So if they invest this money and they do turn a profit or whatever, they're just giving that money to the student loan place. They're just the middleman. They're not doing anything. What's up, Shell? What's going on? This is an information war, Johnny Blaze says. Yep. It's not even, Johnny, it's not even a war. It's not even a war. It's just mathematics, just fifth grade math. That's it. I keep telling you guys this. If you want to know how to kill it in the real world, you want to do this? I'm gonna tell you the answer right now. If you're in debt, you can practice right now how your world will change financially in the real world. You can start right now today. Go pick up a Monopoly board. Go pick. I know it doesn't, but this is gonna shock you. Listen, when you play Monopoly, did you ever read the rules of Monopoly yourself? Did you ever say, "Hey, just a second, before I start on this game, hand me the rules and let me read them"? Nope, I didn't. Guess what? If you didn't read the rules of Monopoly yourself, you were taught by people in debt. Okay. Number one, read the rules of Monopoly yourself. Number two, you play from a debt-free perspective. And number three, you make sure you are the bank. Those are the rules. So you know how normal rules in because when I grew up playing Monopoly, I always was taught, hey, yeah, when you land on that fine and you pay money to get out of jail and you know all these fines you got to pay, they stuck it under free parking, and if you land on free parking, you get all that money. That's not real world. That's not even in the rules of Monopoly. Only people in debt play like that because that's not real. When the city collects fines, they don't give it to some random citizen. No, that never happens. But those rules are inside the Monopoly I've always played. That's how people in debt play. That's not. Then you say, when you start, you say, hey, we're not playing by those rules. We're playing by the Monopoly rules. And when you play from a debt-free perspective. This is how you will bankrupt them every time, because the people you're playing with will only play from what they know, the debt perspective. They will have no idea why you're bankrupting them. They won't even know. They won't even know. You take that, what you're learning, what you're learning in Monopoly, and you go out in the real world with the same type of learning. It'll be exactly the same, because people that are in debt, that play Monopoly, that's how they are in the real world with their money. That's exactly the same. Exactly. And you will kill it. That's how you do it. You want to learn right now? You don't believe me? Hey, you might be coming across my channel and say, oh, he's full of crap. That's not how the real world works. You can try it yourself. Go play Monopoly with your friends and only play from the perspective that I just told you. You'll win every time. You play with somebody that has car payments, mortgage, believe they're a homeowner while having a mortgage, a finance cell phone, credit cards, student loan debt. They'll have it all. And then they'll play the same way. They'll play the same way they play in the real world. And then you will kill it. That's how you can do it. That's how you do it. If you want to see if anything I'm saying is true, if you want to see the true second economy, because when you're in debt, you can't see the second economy. You can't see it. Play Monopoly the way I'm telling you to play it, and you will kill it in the real world. Shell says, with all the zeros, why is the score so low? I understand for it to be not high, but this particular person had to, he had a lot of debt, and his debt was, he had a lot of debt he owed, so he had to pay it off. So those hits from, just missed payments and stuff like that, that's what's causing the score to be low. But he can, now that he's out of debt, all he has to do is get one credit card and just starts using it everywhere and paying it in full every single month. His score will go up. That's the only reason why it's low, Shell. What's up, Jennifer? Johnny Blaze says, my cousin used to cheat at Monopoly for years. I only realized much later at what he was doing. Exactly. Cheat. See what I'm saying? But Johnny Blaze, that's in the real world. People in debt cheat. Why? Because they're in debt. Only people in debt do stuff like that. People stealing money. That's why I say, when you play the way I'm telling you to play, you must be the bank, because people will probably steal from the bank even more, because it's not really real money. They think it's funny or whatever, right? That's why you must be the bank when you play against people in debt. Not saying that everybody will steal from the bank. I'm not saying, but when they're in debt or they're starting to get in trouble, they might slip a 500 out. Who knows? That's how. But remember, if they do things like that in Monopoly, they probably do that in the real world. And it's so funny, Johnny, man. I remember I played for years the same way. When money was collected from taxes on the monopoly board, or somebody paid to get out of jail $50, it would go into the free parking. And if you land on free parking, you get all the money. That's not real. That's not even in the rules of monopoly. Yet I played it for years. Why? Why? Because I didn't read the rules first. That's why. I just believed everybody in debt around me. Oh, this is how you play? Yeah, that's how you play. Okay, whatever. When I read the rules of Monopoly just recently, within the last month, this is my first time, and I'm 50. This was the first time I read the rules of Monopoly. When I found out that that wasn't true, where you stack the money in the middle of the board from fines or under free parking, I was blown away. I was like, what? That's not even in the rules? Nope. Only people in debt play like that. You do not allow that. And if people that you play with say, oh man, that's how I play, you say, then I ain't playing. Unless we can play by the rules of Monopoly that's on the board itself, I'm not playing. Don't ever. And teach your kids how to play Monopoly like this. They'll kill it in the real world. People in debt won't have a clue of how they know. People in debt will not have a clue. This is how you tie this. You train them on Monopoly right now. You train them on how to get out of debt, making these zeros. Man, your kids will just naturally grow up that debt is not part of life. There's no good debt. There's no bad debt. Debt is just debt. They won't fall for debt speak. People in debt believe there's good debt and there's bad debt. That's not true. None of that's true. It's just debt. Debt is just debt. Don't put your feeling. Anybody that tells you good versus bad, they're just telling you their feelings about how they feel about their own debt. Okay, it's just their opinion of debt. People don't even realize, oh man, my house is good debt. Says who? You think it's good? Whatever. Okay, whatever. You think it's good debt. I don't care. And so here, let me keep throwing this up there too, so you guys can jump in anytime you wish. Anytime you wish, anytime. And and another one I was learning too by talking to clients. I'm noticing this too. I'm noticing that a lot of people are checking that tax exempt box on their W-4. It's crazy how many people are doing that. You guys have no idea how dangerous that is. Checking that box of being tax exempt, and let me tell you why you're doing it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why you're doing it. Okay, when you get deep in debt, you start to think that it's the taxes that are keeping you in debt. You start to believe that taxes are the very reason that's keeping you down. That's not true. But then they see that box, and again, this is my opinion. Okay, I know there's a legal reason for that box. Okay, there's some legal reason. Just look up the tax code. It's whatever, right? I just think it's unfair that it's there. I don't think it should be there. I don't think that tax exempt box should be on your W-4. I don't think it should be there. It's too easy for somebody just to check that box, especially somebody in debt and desperate. They check that box and say, man, they're taking too many taxes. They're killing me. Because people in the debt matrix like to congregate and start talking things like, oh man, it's the tax system. If it wasn't for the taxes, man, I'd be rich. I'd be this and that. I can go doing this and that. No, it's not. Only people in the debt matrix talk like that. Don't fall. The debt matrix has a lot of noise in it. Don't pay attention to people in debt. Okay. And then people in debt, and they go check that box. And then they think, then that means no taxes are taken out, no federal taxes taken out of their checks, right? And then they think they have more money. And guess what people in the debt matrix do? They adjust their lifestyle to not paying taxes. And 9 times out of 10, they'll go and finance another car, or they'll go buy something else or sign up for something else, believing that they have extra money. And then they'll get away with it for a year and say, oh, wow, the tax man didn't even catch me. And not only check that box, not even file taxes. That's like a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. And then they get comfortable year After a year, oh man, I've been getting away with it for 3 years. No, you haven't. No, you're not. They just haven't got to you yet. There's millions of people in the United States. You didn't get away with it. You know why? Your social security number is attached to it. It's just a matter of time before they get a hold of you. And then a person in debt, because I guarantee you this, listen, people in debt that check that tax exempt box, you think they're saying, "Oh, I'm not paying taxes, so I'm saving all that money." No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not saving it. They're not saving it. And then when the tax man comes knocking on your door, those people will have dug themselves in so deep. They're not going to have the money. The tax man is going to knock on the door and say, "Hey, man, you haven't filed taxes in a year and you made yourself tax exempt. This is your bill. Pay up." And they're not going to have it because they're in a debt matrix. They're broke. They don't think like that. And then the tax man say, "Okay, we're going to set you up on a payment plan, but we're going to add penalties and fees. So it's going to be way more than what you owe." Oh, man, you just don't know what you're doing. If this is you, you need to go to adjust your W-4 and you need to stop that right now. Right now. Right now. I don't care how much they're going to take out of your check. So what? If you fix it now without them knocking on your door, you might avoid all them penalties and fees. But if they have to come search for you, if they have to come to you, that's not going to be good. That's going to be bad news for you. And if you got student loans you can't get rid of student loans and you can't get rid of IRS debt. If you get that buried under IRS debt, penalties and fees, and you got student loan debt, you're going to be a slave until you're dead, a slave. You see how they talk about $1.6 trillion in student loan debt? How much you think it's owed to the IRS right now? I'd never even looked that up. I'm going to look that up. If you guys can even look it up as I'm speaking, how much money do you think people are owing to the IRS right now? And IRS got the ultimate power. They got the ultimate power. They can take everything. And don't look at it as a negative, like, ooh, no, just follow the rules and they'll never bother you. Why would they bother you if you follow the rules? They wouldn't. What's up, DTN? Afternoon, Linnell. Wish I could join, but I'm on the clock. No problem, man. No big deal. DTN, I heard a coworker say he checked that tax exempt box because she thought too much taxes was getting taken out of her check. She did it a half a year. Next year, she owed the IRS, and she learned her lesson. She's 58. Exactly. People do that all the DTN, you guys have no idea how many people do that. And they're crossing their fingers, hoping that they don't get this letter in the mail. Because if you get that letter and you ignore it, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm explaining something to you guys. If you get out of debt, you'll see the purpose of taxes. Once you understand the taxes, once you understand the tax system, you'll say, "Oh, wow, that's why the taxes are there. There's a reason for taxes. There's a reason." When you're in debt, you're on the wrong side of that reason. There's two sides to taxes. There's a side that kills you and there's a side that you can build wealth from. When you're in debt, you're on the wrong side of it. That's it. There's nothing more than that. Cannon Wild says, here in NYC, the taxes are ridiculous. You got to remember, Cannon, be careful who says that to you. Who's saying, like, when people say, "Hey, man, NYC is expensive," you got to stop and ask, who's saying that? Taxes are ridiculous there. Who's saying that? Who's saying taxes are ridiculous in NYC? Who's saying that? People in debt? Yeah. If you're in debt, yeah, I see NYC taxes are expensive if you're in debt. If you're not in debt, it's not expensive. It's not. I promise you, it's not. Taxes, put it this way. Now that I'm outside of the debt matrix, let me tell you what the purpose of, one of the purposes of taxes. Taxes create segregation. Financial segregation, nothing to do with color, financial. If they want a certain area to be a certain way, all they got to do is raise the taxes. They raise the taxes. They push out the people that are in the debt matrix. People in the debt can't afford to do that, so they move out. And then the people that understand taxes and are not in debt, they move in. That's it. That's how it works. Hey, we want that area to become gentrified or whatever you want it to become. They just raise the taxes. The people in debt have to move out because they can't afford it. And people that understand money that are not in debt move in. That's how it works. Because people with money that are not in debt, they understand taxes. Taxes can help you build wealth. Taxes are guaranteed ROI. You come into a city and, hey, NYC, okay, cool. Your taxes are high. All right, NYC, what do you offer as tax breaks? What can I invest in that will give me tax breaks to live here in NYC? Somebody, the city of NYC say, hey, we're investing in this. We're doing that. We're going to do this. And if you put some money in here, we'll take some taxes off and you don't have to pay this. That's how it works. But if you don't understand that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you specifically, Cannon Wilds, but I'm just saying in general, all right? Nicer says, I hear a lot of people saying natives don't pay taxes and they don't realize that only applies to communities that do not have an economy, so there isn't anything to tax. Yeah, you know, and you know, when I hear people like that, oh, the natives, they're so lucky to... Stop worrying about everybody else. Not you, Nicer, but stop worrying about everybody else. Worry about yourself. Black Rhino 24 says, what's your opinion on health insurance versus self-pay? I don't really know too much about that. I don't really know too much about health and self-pay and stuff. I don't really get into anything outside of personal finances, Black Rhino. I stick with personal finances only. I don't go with anything outside of that because that's just too many opinions, too many feelings. When I stick with personal finances, just mathematics. So a person's opinion about mathematics is irrelevant. So that's why I only stick to personal finances. But thank you for the question. I appreciate it. DTN says the U.S. has over 22 trillion in debt currently. Hey, DTN, this is how I feel about knowing that the U.S. has 22 trillion in debt currently. Okay, whatever. $1.6 trillion in student loan debt right now. 1.6. Whatever. Car loan debt, trillions. Whatever. Really? Okay. Well, whatever. It has nothing to do with me. Nothing. That has absolutely nothing to do with me. Student loan debt, $1.6 trillion. Have absolutely, if they wipe it away, if they reduce it, if somebody does something, who cares? Whatever. All right, great for them. Whatever. Once you get out of debt, that kind of stuff, those kind of statistics, you won't even care about. It has nothing to do with you. Who cares? It only matters to people who are in debt. See what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. This is what I hear people all the time say. People in student loan debt, they might have $50,000 in student loan debt, right? And then they'll hear of somebody having 100,000 and 200,000. You know what people in the debt matrix say? Woo, at least my student loan debt is not as much as theirs. I just want to go, why are you saying that? You're all one big family. The $1.6 trillion is all of you, 50,000, 20,000, 200,000, 1 million student loan debt. It doesn't matter. You guys are one big happy family. You're all part of the same mess. I don't have anything to do with that. And people like me don't have anything to do with that. It's only concern for people in debt. Jennifer says, I love using LJs. Okay, whatever. That's how you got to do it. Okay, whatever. You got friends coming up. Oh man, I sure hope this person running for president wipe out this student loan debt. You know what I say? Whatever. If they do or don't, I don't care. So what? Who's going to do it? No, they're not. You know what? You got all these people in student loan debt crossing their fingers, hoping that they're gonna wipe out student loan debt. Let me tell you guys something. If you're new to my channel, I'm gonna tell you something. That will never happen. That's never going to happen. There will never, ever release 45 million of their slaves like that. They will never release that many of their slaves. $1.6 trillion in student loan debt, that's 45 million slaves. They will never, ever release that many slaves. I don't care who becomes president. I don't care who becomes vice president. They would never do that. You know how else I know that? Because it would break the economy if they did that. That's never going to happen, ever. The only way you're going to get out of student loan debt is by your own means. By your own means. By getting out, getting a job, and paying it off. That's the only way you're going to get out of it. Stop waiting on somebody. Stop waiting for the next president. Stop waiting for tax break. No claiming your kid. No. You got to pay it off, or else you're going to die with it. You're going to be a slave until you're dead. If you are a person that believes that you'll never pay off your student loan debt, you've accepted of being a slave until you're dead. You're a slave with invisible chains that you're paying for. So if you're going on vacation with student loan debt, you're a slave on vacation. If you're taking a cruise with student loan debt, you're a slave on a cruise ship. If you're going to Mexico for vacation, you're a slave in Mexico. If you go finance a new car, you're a slave driving a new car. You go buy some red bottoms, you're a slave wearing red bottoms. You're just a slave, whatever, however you want to look at it, you're a slave. Doesn't matter if you like it or not. Math proves it to be true. Math proves it. DTN said, so by choice, our country, our people has enslaved ourselves to the trillions of dollars. Yes. Nobody made me get my student loan. Nobody made me keep my student loan for 10 years. Nobody made me do that. I did that all myself. I did it all myself. Nobody made me finance a car. Nobody made me finance a house. Nobody made me use credit cards. I did it to myself. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll be free. And the sooner you'll stop listening to people in the debt matrix. People in the debt matrix think bankruptcy is bad. You're a loser if you file Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Only people in the debt matrix say stupid things like that. They say things like that. If you ever want to be free, you need to come see me. I can give you the plan. I promise you, guaranteed, I can give you the plan. It's up to you if you follow it. This is the glitch in the debt matrix. So for those of you that have been in debt all your life, here's the glitch in the debt matrix, okay? Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Now that's going to be a very large negative number. Here's the glitch. Here's the glitch. Now all you got to do is believe it. Did you get what I said? Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt will come out equals your money in real life. If that's a large negative number, which the majority of Americans are, now all you got to do is believe your own mathematics. Now you got to look at the number and go, do I believe my own math? Do I believe it? Now, this is a tough dilemma because you've grown up all your life hearing this stuff, right? You're going to look at that large negative number, and then you're going to look at that finance car outside. You're going to look at that large negative number, and you're going to look at this mortgaged house that you're in. You're going to look at that large negative number and look at all those credit cards, and you're going to say, how come I don't feel like I'm broke? That's the trick. That's the glitch. You know the math is correct, but yet you don't believe it. That's the glitch. All you got to do is believe your own math. You got to look in the mirror and say, how come I don't believe my own math? Once you believe it, you'll be free. That's it. You'll stop listening to other people in the debt matrix thinking student loans okay. Student loan debt is, they get like people in student loan debt. They think it's a privilege to write off interest on their student loan debt. They think that's a positive. Ain't that crazy? People in the debt matrix believe that. Oh man, I get to write off the interest on my student loan debt, and you're happy about that? But then again, I'm only saying this on my channel. I don't say this in public because this is how I always look at it now. If they knew that it didn't mean anything, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't say things like that, right? If they knew, like when you see people get on Facebook, they're telling the whole world what they're going to do with their income tax check, and they're happy about getting it, and all this other stuff. If they knew why they're getting an income tax back, they wouldn't say things like that out loud. They wouldn't say things like they wouldn't be happy about getting an income tax check. They wouldn't be like, hey man, I'm gonna do this and that when I get my income tax. They wouldn't say things like that out loud. So since they don't know, why would I get mad at somebody? Why would I say something to a person that doesn't know? Even if I told them and say, hey man, you know, that's just your money. You're just giving them extra money through the year. All you got to do is stop and you can get it during the year. So you don't have to worry about a check at the end of the year. They'll look at me like I'm crazy. What are you talking about? They would look at me like that because they don't know. That's it. They just don't know. DTN says, I wonder what would happen if everyone snowballed on their debt and paid their part of that $1 trillion debt, that they are part of. Will the country thrive? No, the whole economy would crack. It would break, DTN. So let me say it this way. Even though I'm helping you guys get out of debt, I know it's a double-edged sword, but I want you guys to understand how it works. Somebody created this system, some family, some system, some person. All right. If everybody did what I was telling you to do, the whole economy would crack. It would break. There would be nobody left to finance cars, clothes, shoes, washer and dryers, microwaves, tires, stereo systems, mortgages, apartments, or not apartments, but condos, whatever, you name it. People finance everything. Doesn't matter. It would break. We need slaves. Let me put it this way. In order for this economy to work, we need volunteer slaves. We need them. We need people to believe. I know it's a harsh reality, but listen to what I'm saying. In order for this whole economy to work, we need people to believe that they'll never pay off their student loan debt, so they keep putting them in forbearance and all that other stupid nonsense. They keep doing that. We need them to do that. We need people to believe that they cannot buy a car without credit. We need people to believe that. We need people to buy gap insurance. We need people to buy gap insurance because they only offer gap insurance to people who are in debt, upside down in their cars. That's the only people there. We need people to believe that it's okay to wait 8 hours on a car lot to buy one car. We need people to believe that. They only do that to people who finance cars. If you had money, first of all, you wouldn't even step on a car lot, let alone wait 8 hours to spend your cash. If you have money, you don't do things like that. But they only do that to people in debt. We need those people there for this economy to roll. Why do you ever notice, like when they show this big handle of the Feds raising interest rate and lower interest rates? That's how they do it. They just say, okay, we need the slaves to start buying houses. Lower the interest rate. So then the people in debt matrix, they run out like they're supposed to do. Hey man, let me refinance my house to a lower interest rate. They go from a 20-year or 15-year payoff back to a 30 because they get a lower interest rate. And then people that can't even afford houses, they run out and try to buy a house because the interest rates are low, right? And then when they get the economy going, then they just raise it to stop the people in the debt matrix from keep financing stuff, because then they can no longer afford it, so they stop. This is how it works. When you get out of the debt matrix, that handle doesn't even matter to you anymore unless you're on the business side, buying houses, making money. Okay, that handle is important. When you're out of the debt matrix, that handle is important. Okay, you know when to buy and sell. Oh, they raise interest rate, lowers interest rate. I know exactly what to do when they do that because I know what the people in the debt matrix are going to do because of that handle. See how it works? It's not really complex. We need slaves. It doesn't matter how much money you make. People really believe it has something to do with how much money you make. Here are professional ball players going broke after they're making millions upon millions of dollars. You think they're just stupid or dumb or something? No, they're in a debt matrix. It doesn't matter how much money you make. DTN says, I think they would find a way to con the people. Who are you talking about? I'm not sure what you mean by they think they would. I think they would find a way to con them. Who's they, DTN? Who are you talking about? If you're in if you're in debt, you're a slave. If your student loans are older than your children, you're a slave. If your credit report, if you've never seen somebody, listen to me. If you've never seen somebody do this, and I guarantee you the majority of people on here that follow me have never seen anybody log onto their Credit Karma in front of for the world to see. Guarantee it. Now, you guys see me doing this. You think I'm bragging or something? Or you think I'm showing off? You think I'm being cool or whatever? I'm not. I'm just showing you when you get out of debt, there's nothing to see. There's absolutely nothing to see. You just see a bunch of zeros. Who cares? But anybody you do financial business with, if you come up and somebody's trying to offer you some kind of too good to be true deal, or you get some money for nothing, or you can get into this house, this little money down, this is what I want you to say to them. Let me see your personal credit report. If I see your personal credit report, I will believe every word you're saying. Because it should reflect. If this person that's trying to sell you whatever they're trying to sell you, and they're making all this money, their credit report is going to show you if it's true or not. There is no faking a credit report, especially when you log into it and see it. That's why I've logged into this, so you guys can see me go into it. So you don't think I'm just putting up pictures and putting up zeros and putting up numbers. No, I logged into my account so you guys can see it. Once you have this, nobody will be able to financially scam you. Scammers don't work anymore because scammers, I guarantee you, scammers credit reports, all those people, have you noticed that like there's a 50 million credit repair people out there? There's millions of them out there. They're all over Instagram. They're all over YouTube. Fix your credit. Credit is number one. Credit. Ask them, if you follow somebody, say this to them. Hey man, can you, I was following this dude named LJ. You know what he did? What'd he do? He logged into his Credit Karma for all of us to see on a live. Can you do that for me? Guarantee you they won't do it. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Guarantee I will be the only person on YouTube that will ever do this, that you will ever find on YouTube. Ain't that a big claim? It's not for me because I know it. I've never seen it. That's why I'm doing it. I thought about it last night. I was like, you know what? I've never seen nobody log into their Credit Karma on live for everybody to see. I did. Find it somewhere else and come back to me. Send me the link. Send me the link. If you guys find somebody else do that, email me the link right there. Email me the link. Guarantee you won't find anybody else that does it. Guarantee. This is what I do for my clients. If you want to come see me, my website, scroll on the bottom there. Go to my website. Don't worry about if you're ready to see me. If you're in debt, you're ready to see me, okay? Go there, click on book consultation. Select your time. Please be sure to select your time zone, please. Please select your time zone. That is very important because I'm on the East Coast time. I'm 3 hours ahead of a lot of people. So please do that, okay? Please don't forget to hit that like button. Please share the channel. This is all you got to share. You don't have to tell them my name. You don't have to tell them where I'm located on YouTube. All you got to do is tell them to Google this. Google #SavingsMinusDebt. I will be the only one that comes up in the Google search results. Okay. So don't worry about it. They'll see my videos, click on there. They'll click subscribe. If they like it, they'll go from there. This is all you got to do is tell them, hey, just go to this #SavingsMinusDebt. I'll be the only person that pops up. Okay. All right. Let me see what DTN says. If we pay out the trillions and the system cracks, I think the government will come up with a scheme to calm the people. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, DTN. Yeah, but let me tell you something, DTN. I'm gonna tell you something. That will never happen. So don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about everybody waking up at the same time and scrolling out of debt and all this other stuff. That will never happen. So don't even worry about that. That will never happen, ever. That will never happen. There will always be people in debt. There will always be people financing cars, clothes, watches, vacations, shoes. That'll never stop. That's business. That's how it works. It's business. It's nothing personal. Everybody has a choice. all you got to do is open up your calculator app on your phone. You can solve all your problems with just simply by your calculator app. Shell says, me and you are only a few that can log in live with no issues. Exactly. Shell, you're right. No issues at all. Because Shell knows as well, there's nothing to see. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to see. Shell's a homeowner. A homeowner. I'm gonna put yours up, Shell, since you already gave me permission to do it. So I'm gonna let them see yours. Okay, I'm gonna let them see yours. Let's just put, because they've already, if they're paying attention, they've already seen it. But okay, check this out. So you guys can understand how this works. Look at that. Now, he's a homeowner. You see anything zero? I see zeros. Look under home loans, you see zero. See that zero? How is it? You're probably thinking, how is it zero? Because he has no mortgage. He's a true homeowner. People with mortgages are not homeowners. People with mortgages are loan owners, not homeowners, loan owners. Now, people think you must be in debt to have a high credit score. I see all zeros and I see 800 credit score. How is that possible? Because he's not in debt. You don't have to be in debt to have a good credit score. You don't. Only people in the debt matrix believe that. That's why there's so much noise in the debt matrix. See what I'm saying? Look at that. We can log in and live at any point. Any point, doesn't matter. I just wanted you guys to see it. I wanted you guys to see me log in. I don't want anybody coming to my channel thinking, oh, LJ's a fake. He's a phony. No, I can prove everything I'm saying, everything. I don't want people coming up, oh, he photoshopped them. Anybody can Photoshop. That's true. Anybody can Photoshop a picture, but they can't fake the login to their Credit Karma. They can't do that. In front of you. Now, if you're doing business with somebody, you're saying, hey, you're going to log into this account in front of me. You're not going to send me a picture. I'm going to see you do it. It cannot be faked. It's tied to your social security number. Unless you figured out how to fake your social security number, all right, that's a whole different level of thinking right there. Jennifer says, Club Zero. We got this, SMD family. Sure is. Jennifer knows. Hey, Jennifer, are you using okay a lot now? Are you using okay? You're like, oh, okay. You using my word okay? Let me bring up the whole 4-pack so everybody can see that, right? Because I want everybody. You guys already saw Jennifer's, okay? Let me close that and get out of my account there. See that? This picture keeps getting bigger and bigger. Now I have these 4 and 2 others, okay? These 4 and 2 others. Look at that. See the pattern? Credit scores vary, whatever. If you're in the credit scores and you want it to be 800, hey, do your thing. I personally don't care. 700 is cool with me. I don't care. You see Jennifer? She's up there. Jason's one of my earliest clients right there. He was one of my earliest. Now let me move. Okay, let me move that banner down at the bottom so you guys can see. Let me move that. So look at that. Now see the 2 bottom with Sylvia and Jason. They have mortgages. That's why that balance is down there. They have mortgages, but they're working on it. They're trying to be like Sheldon. They are loan owners. Now, me calling Jason and Sylvia a loan owner, guess what? They wouldn't even take offense to it. They'd be like, yeah, you're right. I'm a loan owner until I pay everything, until I pay it off. I'm a loan owner. Yes, it's nothing to feel bad about. Nothing. All zeros. See that? We have all zeros. Mine is good, but Sheldon, yours is gold. See what I'm saying? Jennifer, it's all the same. And you're right. That is, I'm not a homeowner like Sheldon. I'm not a homeowner. Let me see. Zero paid off. And Shell said he paid off his house completely last year. Man, that's got to be an awesome feeling. I don't even know. Let me tell you guys, I don't even know what that feels like. I'll be there. That's why I'm creating this business. I'm 50. So next house I'm buying, it's going to be cash. Okay. It's going to be cash. Okay. I ain't got time to be messing around with mortgages. I ain't got time for that, man. I got to buy. What I'm going to do is buy a house from a lien, foreclosure, somebody in credit trouble. I'm not paying full price for the next house I buy. I'm not doing that. I'm going straight for somebody that's in credit trouble. I'm not doing that. Jennifer says, congratulations, Sheldon. For sure. That is definitely a congratulations. Jennifer says, yes, I love it. Okay, shrug shoulders. Exactly. That's all you got to do. And to keep yourself from getting frustrated, Jennifer, you got to always look at it this way. When you see somebody do something that doesn't make mathematical financial sense, you got to think of it this way. If they knew, they wouldn't do it. But since they don't, that's why they're doing it. This will help you not be upset when you clearly can see, even if you could show them, you can clearly see that they're doing something wrong. They just don't know. So you got to go, okay, that's it. Trendsetters, yes, for sure. These credit reports, I want you guys to understand, this is the pattern of financial freedom. This cannot be imitated. And even, check it out, even if somebody sent me in a picture of their credit report, right, and just took the zeros from somebody else's one of my thing and pasted on theirs and said, hey, LJ, look, I'm at 0 too. Who do you think they would be lying to? Me or themselves? Even if they send me a fake Photoshop picture, hey, whatever. Because when it comes down to it, if you get with somebody and it's time, it comes down to signing some legal paperwork, or you're going to show me your credit report in person. You're not going to just send me a picture and say, this is me. No. We got to log in. You're going to log in front of me. You're going to do something just the way I did on this live. You're going to show me that it's you. You're not just going to send me a picture. I don't care if people send me pictures. If it's doctored or changed, they're just lying to themselves. They're not lying to me. Jennifer says, the paid off house is the ultimate goal. I won't pay full price ever again. No, those days are done, Jennifer, paying full price for anything. Blue book value to anything, no longer. Blue book car value don't even matter. Blue book housing market prices, they no longer matter. That's not your world anymore. Look at it this way, Jennifer, as long as there are millions upon millions upon millions of people that believe they're homeowners while having a mortgage, you will never have to pay market value of a house ever again, ever, because there are millions of people that believe they're homeowners with mortgages. That's why. It doesn't matter how they feel doesn't matter if they feel that they're homeowners because they have a mortgage. Doesn't matter. Math says they're not. And that's all that matters. Math doesn't care about how anybody feels. Math says 5 + 5 = 10, and that's it. Period. There's no, maybe it's a 9 or maybe it's 11. No, it's 10. Doesn't care how you feel about it. Anyway, that's what I wanted to do today because it popped in my brain, it popped in my mind, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do something that I know, and I keep doing it. I keep doing things that I know other people don't do. They just don't do it. They never even thought of to do it. So if you're running out there and you're trying to get your credit repair and you got somebody telling you what they're going to do, they're going to change your life with your credit repair, just say, hey, man, before I go with you, can I see your personal credit report? They're going to say, hey, my credit score is this. And you're going to say, no. Not your credit score, your credit report. I want to see it. Why do you want to see that? I want to see how much debt you're in. I want to see exactly how much debt you're in. That's what I want to see. You probably won't hear from that person anymore. They'll hang up on you. They won't email you back. That's happened. People always reach out to me now. Hey, L, you should join this, do that. I say, hey, man, I believe you if you show me your personal credit report. I never hear from them again because they don't want to show me. They're in debt. Notice how easily people talk about, and you don't really notice these things when you're in a debt matrix, but if you're in a debt matrix, I want you to see something here. Have you noticed how people casually talk about first and second mortgages? Oh, I got a first and second on my house. They just say it so casually, like it's nothing. You had to get a first mortgage because you couldn't afford a house. Now you got a second mortgage. You got a second mortgage, totally forgetting about the reason why you needed the first. So now you got a second. That doesn't even make any sense. But yet they say it out loud into the open. Now, again, when you're debt free, when you hear that, you can't say anything. You can't say nothing. You can't make a face. You just go, oh, okay. They got two mortgages, and people with a first and second mortgage still believe they're homeowners. Now let's go all the way back. Imagine how many people right now in this country believe they're homeowners with a mortgage. Imagine of those people with first and second mortgages that still believe they're homeowners. That doesn't even make any sense. They don't know that. Think I'm joking? I could say it to their face. They still wouldn't hear me. Hey, you know you're not a homeowner with a first and second mortgage, right? They'll say, yes, I am. If you were standing next to me and I said that in front of you, I say, hey, I'm gonna go walk up to this person and I'm gonna tell them they're not a homeowner with a first and second mortgage, and watch they say, yes, I am. And then when they say it, I'll look at you and go, see what I mean? Doesn't even hear what I'm saying. Doesn't even hear. Sorry, just looking at this. Got an email coming in. Any questions from you guys? It's not going to be a terribly long one at all. At all. Sorry, looking at an email I got to respond to. All right, let's see. Juan says, if you don't have the right job or the right business, you can't be debt free yet. If you don't have the right job or the right business, you can't be debt free. That's true. If you don't have a job, that means you're not making any money. And if you're not making any money, you can't be debt free. So yes, that's true. Not the right job or the right business. If you don't have a job or a business, that means you have no income. So you're correct. You can't pay off debt with no money. That's true. Any other questions? Like I said, today's not going to be a long one. I just wanted to get on here and just kind of show you guys and do the things that people don't do. I've never seen anybody. And if you guys come across somebody that you've seen log into their Credit Karma live on a YouTube live, please send them my way. I highly doubt if you find it. I've never seen that happen ever. Okay. All right. Let's see if you need to take action. Oh, shit. They're just saying that. Okay. You're not telling me, just randomly sending that out. Any other questions? Any other questions? Tax time purchases. To invest or buy, save. Juan says tax time purchases to invest, buy or save. I'm not sure what they mean by that. Juan, add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest in anything outside yourself. If that's a large negative number, don't worry about investing. Don't worry about buying anything. It's mathematically impossible to invest or buy with negative dollars. That's mathematically impossible. Black Knight says the difference between a rent and mortgage holders is simple. The renter is renting space. The mortgage holder is renting money. True. I like the way you, Black Knight, be coming. Hey man, I like the way you be. Your comments are. I like that. I like that. The renter is renting space. That's true. The mortgage holder is renting money. Yes, that is true. That is well said. I like that. That is well said. I'm gonna steal that from you, Black Knight, and I'm gonna put my name on it. No, I'm just joking. Jennifer says, LJ, my husband said he can't wait to screenshot his report to you. I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. Jennifer got to see I just recently discovered the zeros because of Jennifer showed me her credit report. I didn't even pay attention to the pattern. Then again, I guess I never saw one until I saw Jennifer's credit report. Then I was like, oh, hers look just like mine. That's the pattern. All the zeros. That's the pattern. It can't be imitated. It can't be faked. And Jennifer, to have a husband and wife with credit reports that look like you guys are gonna kill it. And nobody's gonna know how you guys are killing it. They're not even gonna know how you're doing it. They're gonna be like, dang, how come they got so much money? And even if you and your husband told them, you say, hey, the reason why we got money because we have no debt, they'll look at you like, what are you talking about? Everybody got debt. And this is where you guys go, okay. But see, you and your husband could look at each other and go, okay. And then just walk away. Juan says, having a mortgage, at least you have equity eventually. That's not true. That's not true. Stop. If you can, Juan, you got to stop thinking like people in the debt matrix that believe the equity in a house is theirs, even though they know the house is not theirs. If they believe the equity, see, think about it this way. If the equity was yours, why do you have to borrow it from the bank? See what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense to me. If the equity in the house, if you have a mortgage and the equity in the house is yours, how come you have to sign papers to get the money? Why don't you just walk up to the bank and say, hey, bank, I don't feel like filling out any paperwork. I'm just here to grab my equity. Just give it to me in cash. I don't want to sign nothing. I don't want to do anything. I just want to get the cash. It's yours. Just tell them, just say, give it to me. And yeah, they're making you borrow it at a percentage rate. So you're borrowing your own money at a percentage rate. That's just like them. That's just like you walking into the bank, pulling money out of your savings, and the bank says, hey, before we give you this money, we're going to make you fill out this paperwork and we're going to charge you a percentage rate on your savings that you pull out. That doesn't even make any sense because that's your money. That's why they don't do that. But when you go to get the equity, it's not yours. You're borrowing it. Juan says, should you withdraw from your 401k and just take a tax hit and just put towards student loans? Instead, don't contribute to the 401k. Okay, let me read this slowly. Should you withdraw 401k and just take a tax hit and just put towards student loans instead and don't contribute to 401k until other debt is gone? No, don't do that. You don't do that at all. No, because when you're in debt, that's just a bad idea anyway, because this is what you're not seeing when you do that. When you pull your 401k, right? However, say like you pulled 50,000 from your 401k. They're going to add that money to your annual income. So you're going to be taxed on additional income. And then you're going to get a 10% penalty on pulling that money that you're going to give to the 401k. Nope. You got to ask yourself like this, Juan. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the reason why you're borrowing from your future to pay for your present. I'm going to say that one more time. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the reason why you're borrowing from your future to pay for your present. That's the answer. That's why you would even consider doing something like that. You know how many people do that? They do that all the time. They have no idea that they're just digging themselves deeper in debt. A tax hit for higher in your tax bracket, and then you get a 10% penalty for pulling the money. That's almost 50% of your money. No, don't ever do that. when you're selling. I guess you're right. When you sell, yeah, you get it. But people say that all the time. You know, people, I mean, it counts on who's telling you that one. Hey, yeah, I'll get the equity from my house. It counts on who's telling you that. How did that person buy their house in the first place? Did they get a conventional FHA mortgage, blah, blah? Because people say that all the time. Ooh, my house went up. Just listen to this closely, okay? And you got to be careful who you're listening to. You'll see a person, hey man, I bought in this and the neighborhood went up and this, that don't mean anything. You have no idea how the person that's telling you how they bought their house. You have no idea how they purchased their house. What type of mortgage, how much money did they put down? What's their percentage rate? Are they paying PMI? There's so many factors. You cannot, the only way you can determine if they bought their house right, ask to see their personal credit report. Their personal credit report will show you if they purchased their house right. Juan says, and it's paid off, you can get the equity out of it. Okay, say like it's paid off. You still have to borrow against it. Okay, you still have to say, hey, because you want to borrow X amount of dollars. The bank says, hey, what you're going to use as collateral? You're going to say my house title. So they're going to say, okay, sure, we'll give you some money. We'll let you borrow against your house. We're going to hold on to your title. We're going to put a lien against your house. So if you sell your house, we're going to get paid. See what I'm saying? So it's the only way you're going to get it, no lien, nothing. And then you sell. And then when it sells, that's the money's yours. You don't have to worry about paying anybody. You don't have to do any of that stuff, you know. Juan says student loan interest is $8 interest a day. That's probably per loan. And I'm not sure what you mean by that. Student loan interest, $8 interest a day. Woo, that's a lot of money, man. Probably per loan. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Juan. You got to restate that. So, and Juan, what I'm saying to you is just mathematics. I don't want to confuse you, make you, because when people pull their 401k, because I made the mistake of doing that back in 2006, and I remember 2007, somewhere around there, just before the crash, right? And I specifically remember going to my tax person at the end of that year, and I'll never forget this, but I didn't know what it meant. So I pulled some money out of my 401k, and I don't even know what the hell I did with it, right? And I went and saw my tax person, and when she came to that line of me pulling that money, she stopped what she was doing. She looked up at me and she said, "You pulled money out of your 401k?" And this look on her face like I just messed up big time. But she didn't explain to me the look. She just was like, "You pull money out." I didn't know what that meant. What did that mean? I know what it means today, that I gave away half of my money. That's what I did in taxes. Juan says student loans are separated based on when you took them out. Okay. When you say that, what does that mean to you when you say that student loans are separated? What does that mean? Is there a reason why you're telling me that they're separated? What's your reason for telling me that? Any other questions? You guys coming up with some good questions, and thank you for asking these questions, Juan. I don't want you to think that I'm bothered by you asking those questions. I don't want you thinking that. Let me do this invite just in case if you guys decide you want to jump in. What I teach is not sexy. It's not glamorous. It's not popular. You know, it's not. I just do things. I know this is, and let me show you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys who hears me, who's gonna hear me, who's gonna hear what I teach, who's gonna become a client. There are people walking around in the debt matrix right now. Doesn't matter your age. They know something's wrong. They know they're like, I keep making more and more money, yet I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. They're wandering around in the debt matrix, not having a clue. They just know something is not right. Those are the people that hear me. They're wondering through, yeah, I know people keep telling me that credit is the way, but for some reason, I'm not getting ahead. And I can't figure it out. Once they come across my channel, they're going to hear me and say, oh my God, he's just using simple math. That just makes sense. Exactly. That's it. Nothing fancy. Those are the people that hear me. People in the debt matrix, we need the majority of people to stay in debt. For me to be free, for me to live the way I live, the majority of people must remain in debt. And that's never going to change. That's exactly how it's going to be. Think about it this way. Let me show you guys a different way. This is how you look at money and everything when you get out of debt. Here we are, trillions of dollars in student loan debt, trillions of dollars in car loan debt, trillions in credit card debt. Watch how Super Bowl's around the corner this weekend. I guarantee you every seat will be filled at the Super Bowl. And all the surrounding businesses will be packed, everything. If you went to a Super Bowl, wherever it's going to be, I don't follow sports, wherever it's going to be, and you look, it'll look like nobody's in debt. Nobody. Look at all the people. Nobody's in debt. It must be that way. All those people, not everybody that's there that is in debt, but the majority are, because all you got to do is look at the numbers. The majority of the people at the Super Bowl are in debt. You wouldn't be able to tell by watching the game. You wouldn't be able to tell by the city. You wouldn't even be able to tell, because it must be that way. The majority of people must go on living life in debt. Those are slaves. They don't know they're slaves. The best type of slave to have is a slave that don't know they're a slave. That's the best slave to have. Black Knight says, Juan is correct that the equity in your house is an asset on the balance sheet, but he is missing the fact that you have to sell or mortgage the house to access it. Yeah, exactly. See what he's saying, Juan? He's stating it better than I, because it's very difficult. Black Knight has a way of saying statements correctly, because it's very difficult for me to put it in words. It's very, very difficult. I could see it. I could see the math in my head. I could see it on the board. I can see all that stuff, right? But to put it in words for a person that doesn't quite understand it, I like the way Black Knight puts it. That's exactly correct. That's exactly correct. Juan says, your job is keeping you living from paycheck to paycheck. No, that's not true. Your job is not keeping you living paycheck to paycheck. That's not true. Juan says, your boss will never pay you enough to be their neighbor. Yeah, that's true. If he's your boss, you'll never make. I mean, you not say you'll never make, but if he's your boss, yeah, you don't make as much money as your boss, so you will never. But you got to remember, just because he's your boss, and he lives in a nicer neighborhood than you, that doesn't mean his net worth is more than yours. Okay, don't be fooled by that. Okay, and if you're working at a place that is not paying you enough money that you want to be his neighbor, you quit. And you either you build a business or you get a job that's going to help you be his neighbor. All right. Nobody holds you back from, if you want to live in the same neighborhood as your boss, you can choose to live in the same neighborhood as your boss. You just go figure out how. And don't be fooled by people's stuff. That's a trick. People's stuff is a trick. Nothing is worth anything you go out here and buy. It's only worth what you believe it's worth. Like, I always give this example. You see red bottoms cost like $1,000. I don't believe red bottoms cost $1,000, so I would never pay them. But there are people out there that believe red bottoms are $1,000. I don't care if they think they can afford it or they choose. It doesn't change the fact that it didn't cost $1,000 to make the shoes. It didn't. But if you believe it does, go ahead. You paid $1,000. That's it. Now, if I can get those same shoes for $200 and turn around and sell them for $1,000 to somebody that believes they're $1,000, that's what I'm going to do. That's the only way I would pay that much money. Take $200 for some red bottoms that I'm going to sell them for $1,000 to somebody that believes it's $1,000. See how that works? Jennifer says, right on, Black Knight. Yeah, Black Knight is right on the money. All you got to do is read the comments under the videos. You can just read it. Read them. They're very well structured and to the point. You can see it. It's not too fancy, not too many fancy words. It's just straight to the point. Better said than what I could say it. I can't put it so eloquently. Maybe I just don't have the patience. I don't know. I just want to go. It's just mathematics. Okay, just 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4. That's it. you know? But I appreciate it, Black Knight. I always appreciate your input. Very much so. Thank you. Juan says, I feel that way about Tesla. It didn't cost $40,000 to make that car. Well, of course, it didn't cost them $40,000, but you got to look at it this way, Juan. People who finance Teslas are not saving money on gas. Okay. They just believe they are. And let me say that again. People who finance Teslas are not really saving money on gas. Only people that pay cash for a Tesla is saving money on gas. Okay? That's a trick. That's smoke and mirrors. I'm not saying Tesla is doing it. I'm saying the person themselves are tricking themselves. Okay? That's the truth. So what $40,000 new, first of all, I wouldn't buy a brand new anything, especially a car. I would just wait a couple years and buy it for less. And then I would say like this, I would wait a couple years so it's lower. And then even that, I would buy my Tesla from somebody in credit trouble for half the price. Blue book value for anything only applies to those whom are in debt. When you're out of debt and you have money, full price, blue book value of a car, housing market prices, all that stuff no longer matters to me. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care what blue book value of anything is. I don't care what housing market prices, New York City, Malibu, Calabasas, California. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It only matters when I sell. Never when I buy, ever. Okay, that's what happens when you get out of the debt matrix. Chris says, well put, Black Knight. Always well put. He always put it. Thank you, Chris, for saying that. Juan says, that's okay. That's for any electric car. They have available financing. Yeah, that's any electric car, not just a Tesla. Any electric car. You finance the car, but so listen, people that finance cars, and just listen to what I'm saying. And listen to what I'm saying mathematically. People in debt finance cars because they have no money. That's why they're financing a car. And if they don't have the money for the car, guess what else they don't have the money for? The taxes. So they're financing the taxes too. They don't know that. They're in the debt matrix. They don't know they're getting taxed twice. One they can see is the car plus tax, but since they don't have the money for the car, they definitely don't have the money for the taxes. So they're financing the taxes too over a 72, 84 month period. Can you imagine how much a car costs? And they haven't even drove it off the lot. People in the debt matrix believe, they always say this too. Oh man, as soon as you drive a car off the lot, it goes down in value. No, that's not true. It goes down in value well before you even got the keys in your hand. But people in the debt matrix don't even know that, don't even know it. And they do this over and over again. And then that's what happens. They start checking that. They like, man, then they start blaming the taxes. And then they go and check that tax exempt box on their W-4. And then they get themselves in even deeper trouble. And then they wonder why they're living paycheck to paycheck, because of you. Yourself. Go look in the mirror. That's the reason why you're in debt. You. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Again, I want to thank you guys all for just being part of this. This is going to be like I consider this going to be a landmark video, because you're never going to see somebody log into their Credit Karma live on a live stream on YouTube for the whole world to see. You know, most people, you tell somebody, they can be like, oh my God, he did that. But they don't even realize there's nothing to see. Sure, I'll show it to you. Go, whatever. Okay, whatever. Or you want to see it? Okay. They had all zeros, Linnell. Yeah, there's nothing to see. People in debt don't know that. They've never seen that in their lives. They probably don't even look at their credit report. The majority of people in debt don't even look at their credit report, have not a clue of even how much, not even a clue of how much debt they're in, not even a clue. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Oh, wait, let me see. Juan says, financing gives the bank leverage. If you ever lose your job while financing, they get their car, house, collateral back, and looks for another buyer to repeat the cycle. Yeah, it's just business. Only people in the debt matrix believe banks are evil, mean. They're bad people. They're bad. They take advantage of people. And only people in the debt matrix believe that. That's not true. None of that is true. The bank doesn't get over on me. The bank says, hey, Linnell, if you borrow some money, these are my terms. And I'll look over the terms and I'm like, hey, I don't like those terms. I'm not going to borrow the money. All right, see you later. That's it. They're not making me do anything. They're not making me do anything. It's only mathematics. NC Big says, I hope the SMD family enjoys its weekend. Yeah, it's going to be a good weekend. If you guys have any ideas that you guys help me improve too, if there's something else you guys want to see on this channel, you guys want me to go into more detail about things, if you guys find some more videos for me to review, it's maybe there's something you want to vet somebody that you found financially and you want to see if that person's legit, hey, send them my way. Send me the links, man. I'll check it out, do a review on their video. I do it. I love it. Everything I'm saying will be justified with mathematics. So nothing I will be saying is a lie. Nothing will be putting them down. Nothing. Any review I do on videos, it's not putting the person down. I'm showing you guys mathematical inconsistencies. That's it. Nothing more than that. Okay. All right. What's up? Life for a Business. What's going on? Saw you over there in O'Shea the other day. Saw you up in there. Jennifer says, you too, NC Big and SMD familia. She got that Spanish. If I can learn Spanish, woo, if I can learn Spanish. Oh, it's muy difícil. It's too hard. It's like, hey, in our lane, we go, in English, you go, hey, look at the red car. You got to reverse it in Spanish, the carro or something. I'm like, why are you saying the car red? The car red or so, you know, but I know it's different in Spanish. I don't know. But I always loved that language. I always wanted to learn it, but I'd never taken the time to learn it. So one day, I'm not dead yet, so I might learn it one day, you know. But I've always loved the language of Spanish for some reason. I've always been drawn to it. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna get out of here so I can eat. I'm hungry. Share this video. Here, let me put this up there again. 30-minute consultation right there. Oh, no, that's not the one. This one. All right. SavingsMinusDebt.com for a free 30-minute consultation. That 30 minutes is yours. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please don't forget to share. T-shirts available at SavingsMinusDebt.com under products. Here's my Cash App for donations. Thank you. I always forget that. Thank you, everybody who donates to me. I appreciate it. And thank you, especially for the comments. I really do love it when you guys tell me what I've done to help change your financial life, or the ones that help you stop some. Those are the ones I love the best, when people say, hey, man, I was about to get an FHA loan. I saw your video. I said, I'm not going to do that. Exactly. Okay. There's my PayPal. All right. There you go. I appreciate you guys all, SMD family. Thank you for everybody and everybody that follows. Jennifer, congratulations. I'm looking forward to seeing your husband's credit report really quick here soon. I'm excited to put up, because this have you noticed, Jennifer, that I'm getting more and more pictures. People are starting to send me their credit reports more and more now, because I think the people that have bad credit scores, they don't realize the zeros are the only thing that count. That's why I'm glad I showed you guys Sean's credit report, because I want you to understand people. And this is what I'm finding before I get off here. I'm finding the people with the worst credit scores are closer to zero than the people with the highest credit scores. The only thing that matters is who's closer to zero. That's the only thing that matters. Okay. Don't worry about your credit score. Get to those zeros. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. Nicer. See you later. NC Biggs, Jennifer, Black Knight, much appreciated. Juan, thank you for all your questions. DTN, I don't know if you're still there, but okay. Chris, I think you're new. Welcome to the SMD family. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Appreciate it. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. See you later.